It's officially Madden 25 season. Now, I know lately we've been talking a lot about the upcoming EA Sports College football game. We haven't been talking about Madden as much because for some reason this year we haven't really gotten nearly as many leaks or information about Madden early. However, today does kind of finally kick off that Madden 25 season because we did get an official beta announcement today, which we had been waiting on. We got the beta announcement about a month earlier last year, which was the earliest it really had ever been, so that was kind of interesting. This year, we hadn't gotten the announcement just yet, so people were wondering, are we even going to have a beta this year? Because we've had one for like the last 5 or 6 years. But today, the beta announcement was made official, and I'm going to let you know everything you need to know about the beta, how to sign up, when to expect it, and everything else. Now, if you are new to the channel and you don't want to miss out on any of the big Madden 25 news that we're going to start getting very, very soon, usually the first week of June is when we start getting a lot of big info on the next Madden, plus also the info we're going to be getting within the next week to 2 weeks for the EA Sports College football game. If you don't want to miss any of that stuff, the gameplay, all of the features, make sure to subscribe and turn the bell icon on so you don't miss any of these important videos when they go live. Also, as far as the beta goes, when the beta is live, I'm going to also have a bunch of giveaways for the beta like I do every year. So make sure to follow all my social medias, which I have up on the screen, because there's going to be tons of beta giveaways just like every year. I'll probably have a ton of them to give away. Usually EA gives me a bunch of codes to give away. So make sure that you follow over there so that you have a chance to win some early copies of Madden 25. Now, like always, when the beta is announced, a lot of people are kind of confused and they're wondering if it's legit. Is it like a spam thing? Because, you know, sometimes accounts get hacked. This happens every single year. No, this is an official beta sign up. They're never going to outright say that it's for the beta. They never do that. Not really sure why. They always say it's for a Madden opportunity, but we know this to be the beta because they've done this for years and years now. So we're kind of familiar with their game a little bit. We know what this means. Now, when you go to the beta link, which I'll provide below, this is what your screen is going to look like. It's going to say register here for a limited Madden NFL opportunity. You must be 18 plus and in the US or Canada, and it tells you the dates of the opportunity. So these are the dates for the beta. Weekend 1 is going to be June 13th to June 17th, and then weekend 2 is going to be June 27th to July 1st. Now, this is interesting for a few things because number one, it looks like they're doing a much shorter beta this year. Usually the beta, the last few years, they've been like a month long. Like it would drop 1 week and then it would run for a month. And each week they would introduce something new. So the first week it might be just gameplay stuff. And then the second week they add in franchise mode and career mode and stuff like that. So this is pretty interesting. It looks like we're only getting it for about 3 to 4 days at a time, 2 separate weekends. So that is a little bit different. That might not mean anything. Sometimes they do let it run a little longer, but I do find that interesting that they're giving us the beta for a much shorter time this year than they have in the past few years. Also, the beta is only going to be on the newest gen consoles, which is now considered current gen. I don't even believe Madden 25 is going to release on the old consoles this year. We haven't gotten an official announcement, but typically this far into the newer consoles, they're only going to be on the new consoles, but the beta itself has always only been on the new consoles, so just keep that in mind. So then you're going to click the register now, and then it's going to pull you up with this screen. So basically, you're going to put your first name, your last name, the email associated with your EA account. That's very important. Make sure you use the email that is associated with your EA account. They want your date of birth. This is kind of new. I don't think they usually ever asked this before. And then there's the platform. So it's going to be Xbox Series X/S, PS5, and PC. So once again, PC is a part of the beta, which is good to see. They're continuing the support for PC as it finally got moved over to the newest gen version last year. So no matter which console you're on, for the newer consoles, you can get the beta. And then you're going to register. Now, here's also something else, this little part right here to make sure that you understand. It says additional details about this opportunity will be sent to the email address associated with your EA account between June 13th and July 1st. Now, why that's important is because every year when the beta signups go out, and then the official beta launches, not everybody that signed up will get access to the beta immediately. Now, if you do sign up, you should get access to it at some point during the beta. This is not like a first come, first serve thing, but you do want to make sure sign up as quick as possible. Sign up within the next couple of days, or, the next few days. Within a week usually is like when they leave the sign up. It's not a first come, first serve. Just make sure that you're signed up within the next few days. As long as you sign up more times than not, you should get access. I think, every once in a while there may be a few people that get unlucky or somehow the email doesn't get to them or something happens, but as long as you use the correct email and you sign up correctly, you should get access to the beta. but you might not get access on it when it launches on June 13th. You might not get access during that first weekend. You might only get access on the second weekend. Some people are lucky and they get to play the entire length of the beta. They get it on the first day and they get to play it for as long as it's live. Some people only get to play it for the last week that the beta's up. That's how it's always been. You will get that email, you will get that opportunity, but you might not get it as early as everybody else. That's why I also say to follow on the social medias, not just me, but any other, big Madden creator, because there are going to be a lot of giveaways. Even the EA accounts themselves, the EA developers, follow as many as you can, because to get the beta early, sometimes you actually have a better chance at winning a giveaway than getting it early, because sometimes when you sign up through these links, you get it during the last week and not for the entire time that it's live. So it's good to kind of get as many opportunities to get it as early as possible as you can. Now, what's going to be a part of the beta? Pretty much like every other year, I don't think they're going to change too much. I do think it's interesting, like I said, that it's not going to be as long as the previous years, and that might just have something to do with the college game also launching, because I know some of the developers that work on Madden also do work on the college game, and obviously the college game does have a number of people that only work on that side, but this is the first time in many, many years that they're putting out 2 football games during the same summer. They haven't done this in over 10 years. So things are going to probably be a little different this year. They're probably not going to have as much time to act on beta feedback as they had been the last few years, because they have a whole nother game that not only are they launching for the first time, but they need to make sure that that game, it is kind of the focal point right now, because it's the first time that game is coming back in so long, and they've been working on it for like 4 years, whereas Madden, it's a year-to-year game cycle. So, that is probably getting in the way of this a little bit. That's probably why the beta is going to be a little shorter, but also I'm glad they are doing the beta in June, because that does give them a little bit more time to make adjustments to the feedback. When you play the game early, you get to give feedback on their forums, and you could tell them, about gameplay feedback of new features, feedback for stuff in franchise mode, and some of that stuff will be addressed before the game comes out, which is good. Some of the stuff won't be addressed before the game comes out, but it may be addressed in one of the first few updates. But another really important reason to sign up for this, in my opinion, and I say this every year, is because it gives you a way to kind of have a free early trial of the game. Yes, the beta is not the 100% finished version, but the beta is pretty close to what's gonna release. Obviously, there will be some annoying bugs in the beta that won't be in the final version of the game, but there will also be some bugs that will carry over because it might not get fixed for the first update or two. But even outside of that, in terms of new features, how the gameplay is changed, how things have changed in franchise mode, those are all things you can get a really good idea of by playing the beta, because once you're playing Madden in June/July, the game at that point is 1 to 2 months away from being released. And when you get to that point, nothing major about the game is going to change. Yes, they're going to tweak things, they're going to add a few small things, they're going to clean up some things, but 90% of the game is pretty much done at that point, maybe even technically a little bit more. So when you're playing the beta, you're going to have a very good idea of what the final version is going to play like, give or take a few things. So it's a great way to get an early preview of the game for free, because if you're playing the beta and you just think it's absolutely awful, well, then you're probably going to think the final version is going to be absolutely awful. So you don't have to waste your money to find that out. But if you think the beta is good or it's decent, then you're probably going to be okay with the final version of the game, and then thus you can make your decision there. So it's always good to get that early preview and to also be able to leave personal feedback that they may actually act on and change. But it's also just a great way to really get your hands on the new features and see what are the new selling points for the game. Let me see, are they good, or are they, kind of just fluff? Are they boring? Is it something that I see myself really playing all year? Typically in the past, you've always, of course, had gameplay. You've had online games, so you can see how online is behaving. You can test out the cross-play. You can test out, obviously, franchise mode and whatever new features are there. You'll get to probably play career mode. Usually that's in there as well at some point, so you can see, how career mode is progressing and if you think there's some issues there. And usually towards the tail end, there will be some Ultimate Team stuff if you like that as well, and you can kind of get a little bit of a feel for the changes they've made there. So definitely make sure to sign up with the link below. And if you want to know some other things about Madden 25 that have been confirmed already, you can check out this video right here on the screen.